Hi everyone, this is just a short video introduction to the book of Exodus as we move into that particular book in our Bible through the year. Just to give you a flavour of that as we enter into it, maybe some things to look out for. Exodus comes from it's a Latin word, comes from the Greek word exodos, which is a word from the Greek translation of the Old Testament. So it's an Old Testament time, it's pre the New Testament translation of the Old Testament into Greek, and that's called the Septuagint. And some of your Bibles, your Old Testament, will be translated from the Septuagint, from the Greek, not from the Hebrew. So the old NIV, and before it was updated, used to be translated from Greek Old Testament, not Hebrew, and that's changed now. So a lot of our Bibles, our Pew Bibles, the NRSV Bibles, they're translated from the Hebrew Old Testament. But anyway, it's actually got a different name in Hebrew. It's actually after the first two words, which is Wa'ele Shemoth, which means, and these are the names of, and it's the names of the people who came with Jacob to Egypt. And so in that sense, Exodus is just a continuation really of the story of Genesis. And the first 5 books of the Bible we have called the Pentateuch, which means 5 books. They are one section of the Hebrew Bible. The word Exodus, it means exit or departure, and of course that's the big theme of Exodus, that it is the departure of the exit of God's people from slavery into Egypt. And there's some of the big themes to look out for as we work through these readings. It's the rescuing of God's people by God from slavery in Egypt. You have the institution of Passover, because of what happens with the plagues of Egypt. You have the giving of the law at Mount Sinai. You have God revealing his name to Moses in Exodus chapter 3. You've got God living with his people in the tabernacle as one of the major themes. But actually, one of the key things to just be aware of as you work your way through Exodus is that probably of all of the Old Testament books, of all the Old Testament stories, this is the one that has recurrent themes in the New Testament, that the New Testament writers write in such a way as to show the story of Jesus as a new Exodus story. And so maybe you'll be able to see some of the themes as we go through those readings together. They're things to look out for. So I pray that those readings in the book of Exodus will be really a blessing to you, and you'll hear a little bit more as we start Leviticus. God bless you.